This week we're going to take a detour from the journey of grief to pay honor to someone I saw on television, but someone who embodied having a great day, even when her life circumstances were the complete opposite. In today's episode, I want to honor her and her family and share an important aspect of grief she communicated before her death. Hey, friend, welcome to the Grief to Great Day podcast. Do you feel like you're going crazy? Is the shower the only place for you to really cry? Are you surrounded by people, but you still feel all alone? Do you want to be the you were before your loved one died, but you have no idea how to get there? I'm Steph Cabanis, Southern by choice, wife, turtle triathlete, Jesus follower, and fellow traveler in the journey of grief. I too struggled to breathe, questioned God and my faith, and thought I would never be happy again. But God took my brokenness and He turned it into a breakthrough. So if you're ready to understand how to navigate grief, lean into your faith and take just one step towards healing, then bring your ugly cry, get into a comfortable place, even if that's your bed right now, and let the healing begin. Girl, there's hope for your future. All right, y'all, come on in and get to that couch. This week, we're going to take a little detour from the journey of grief to pay honor to someone I saw on television, but someone who embodied having a great day, even when her life circumstances were the complete opposite. So, a little backstory. While Monica was alive, we used to watch the Extreme Makeover Home Edition. This was a show where if a family was chosen, they would have their home made over or renovated. They transformed these homes from barely livable to extraordinary, and they paid attention to the details of the family's lives to make the house a real home. At the end, the host would say, it was Ty Pennington, he would say, "Welcome home, Smith family, welcome home." Monica and I loved how happy, actually how overwhelmed with happiness the family was when they saw their finished home for the first time. But after Monica died, I couldn't watch the show, and I never have since. I loved the show, but I just could not watch those happy families anymore because it was such a trigger that Monica was gone. So I had to find other shows, and I kind of watched more television than normal during that time because it was a distraction. I came across one called America's Got Talent. People came on that show with dreams they had in them for years and finally decided it was now or never. There were also young people with crazy talent, like a little girl who sang opera like a trained professional. They had some stupid acts on there too, but that made me laugh. I haven't watched it for years, but last year I saw a video that had gone viral from America's Got Talent. It was Jane Marcheski, I hope I'm saying that correctly, a singer who went by Nightbirde. Jane was a beautiful 30-year-old woman. She had short hair and she was thin, and her story blew me away. She had been battling cancer and was given a 2% chance of survival. However, she pursued her dream anyway. Talk about faith. Her smile was large and authentic, and her spirit, it filled the room. It was incredible. Not only had the cancer returned, but her husband had left her because he couldn't handle going through it again. She sang a song that she had written, and it was entitled, "It's Okay." So let me ask you this. Do you think you could have written a song with that title during that time? While Monica was sick and I was her caretaker, I wish I could have focused less on the sickness and more on the positives like Monica did. Every day she said, "We had a great day, didn't we?" And I thought she was crazy because of how much we were going through. The difference is, what she focused on was not the same thing I was focusing on. I focused on her sickness and her pain. She focused on God and the love that she was surrounded with. So it is something that I do continue to strive for, to see the great in all of the days and not just in the good ones. So back to Nightbirde. Nightbirde had everyone cheering for her, not because of her angelic voice, but because of her strength and her faith in God. She won the Golden Buzzer from Simon Cowell, but was unable to continue in the competition because of her declining health. And last week, I was sad to hear that she had died. My heart hurts for her family and the fact that they are now just beginning their journey of grief. I want to read a statement that her family wrote. After a 4-year battle with cancer, Jane Kristen Marcheski, also known as Nightbirde, passed away on February 19, 2022. Many remember her from America's Got Talent, where she performed her hit song, It's Okay, and inspired millions of people around the globe with her message of faith and never giving up. Those who knew her enjoyed her larger-than-life personality and her sense of humor. She had a witty joke for every occasion, even if the joke was on her. Her lasting legacy will be the gift of hope she gave to so many through her music and the strength she found in Jesus. That was from Jane's family. Now, I shared all that to share what she said on one of her last videos, because she actually talked about grief. I would suggest you guys go to YouTube and look for Nightbirde's last message, and then you can see her saying it, because it does make a difference. All right, I'm quoting Nightbirde now. Just because you're sad or grieving doesn't mean you're not grateful. It doesn't mean that you're not hopeful, and it doesn't mean that you're not fighting for your life, that you don't have it in you to keep going. Sadness and grief and mourning and lamenting and crying and screaming and being angry, these are ways we honor what we lost. These are ways that we communicate to the world that it mattered. And I think that grieving and feeling through all the emotions you feel, sadness of the grief and the injustice and the anger and the bargaining, I think it's a holy work. It's scary to go down those dark roads, but you know what? Those feelings don't leave you. You have to feel it. You can't fake the rest of your life like nothing bad happened and just sing or whistle a happy tune all day. That's not what it is to be human. So to everybody that might be getting a dose of this toxic positivity, oh, just be happy, be happy, be happy. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that, and you don't have to feel guilty for being sad. You can be sad and be grateful and look at the twinkly lights and feel your feelings. It's all real. The joy and the pain, it's all real. And you don't have to pick one or the other. Life is beautiful or life is garbage. It's kind of both sometimes. And posting this video, her family said this. It's like Jane knew the words she needed to leave us with before she left. We hope her words comfort you all as you mourn. Grieving is the soul's way of saying it mattered. So I want to take this moment and say that you are allowed to feel what you want, even if it's many emotions at the same time. I felt extreme sadness, but felt an equal amount of gratitude, and it confused me that I could feel both at the same time. If you have a moment, go to YouTube and search for AGT with Nightbirde, AGT being America's Got Talent. You'll see the show I was talking about. Know that what you are going through is because the person you lost was loved by you. They mattered. You matter, and they don't have to be forgotten as long as you live. You honor them by getting through each hard day. You honor them by sharing stories about them, and you honor them by finding meaning for your life. Your journey work for this week is one thing. Write down 2 to 3 of your favorite memories with your loved one. Add in all the details, time of day, the weather conditions, the smells, the colors, everything you can think of. The memories will probably come to you quickly, and though it might make you cry as you're writing, it is healing. Also, down the road, it'll be nice to reread them, because right now, you're going to remember details that won't come to you as easily later. The verse of the day is Isaiah 61:3. And provide those who grieve in Zion, to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. They will be called oaks of righteousness, a planting of the Lord for the display of his splendor. The song of the day is It's Okay by Nightbirde. Go to YouTube and check that out. I have a quote also from Helen Keller, and it says, "The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart." So remember that it's okay to feel what you feel. Your loved one mattered, you matter, and what you are going through, this grief process, like Nightbirde said, it is a holy work, and it matters. Again, you guys can visit my church, Open Door. Go to opendoorchurch.com or click the link below. And last week a trusted mentor told me that nobody looks at the show notes. Well, I hope that's not true because I put links in there to some really helpful stuff, like the Bible verses and songs and my church, and an in-person grief support program. But in case she was correct, you can always go to grievetogreatday.com and check out the blog, which has each episode of this podcast uploaded with all the links. Lastly, I'm so thankful that you're here, that we are building a community and walking this out together. As a reminder, we will have a Facebook community ready to go next month, and I'm looking forward to being able for all of us to communicate together, to help each other, lift each other up, and to share our important stories. I believe that you will make lifelong family in that group. And another exciting update is that I will be doing grief coaching again, and details to come on that in the next few weeks. So y'all know what to do. Keep coming back, keep sitting on the couch, and keep taking those steps, however small, towards your healing. Thank you for being here today, for showing up. If this podcast has given you hope, encouragement, or helped you in any way, share it with a friend, either in a text or on your social platforms. Also, please subscribe, rate, and leave a written review on iTunes. It's a huge blessing for me to know that you're out there. Lastly, and this is important, you are not alone. Connect with me on the Grieve to Great Day website, the link is below, and sign up for our free newsletters. I want to be able to pray for you by name. Remember, grief isn't something you're going to get over, but a great day is something you can get to.